General Hospital spoilers. Lulu's regret shatters Brook Lynn's world. Everything comes crashing down. Port Charles is no stranger to heartbreak, betrayal, and seismic shifts that change everything. But this week, the storm that's been brewing finally breaks, and at the center of it all, Lulu Spencer and Brook Lynn Quartermain. What begins as a moment of deep reflection and regret spirals into a chain reaction so devastating, Brook Lynn may never recover. Could Lulu's emotional misstep cost Brook Lynn her love, her family, and her future? Strap in, because these upcoming episodes promise to leave General Hospital fans shaken to the core. After months in recovery and therapy following her traumatic brain injury, Lulu Spencer has finally returned to Port Charles. Her homecoming is bittersweet, haunted by the life that passed her by while she lay unconscious. Most painful of all? Seeing Dante Falconeri happy with Brook Lynn. For Lulu, watching Dante, a man she once believed was her forever, form a life with her longtime rival stings in ways she wasn't prepared for. She tries to put on a brave face, even offering kind words to Brook Lynn at first. But inside, Lulu is drowning in regret. Every memory of the life she and Dante planned floods back. The wedding they never had. The future Charlotte lost. As she stares across Kelly's one afternoon, watching Dante laugh with Brook Lynn and their baby girl, Lulu's emotions erupt. She begins journaling, pouring out her truth, the pain, the love, the deep belief that Dante is still her soulmate. But one careless moment changes everything. In a moment of catharsis, Lulu writes Dante a letter. It's raw, emotional, honest. A confession of her enduring love. She never intended for him to read it. But fate has a cruel sense of humor. While meeting Charlotte at Kelly's, Lulu accidentally drops the letter from her bag. A busboy picks it up and hands it off to Dante, assuming it was for him. Hours later, Dante reads it, and everything he thought he knew is shaken. The letter speaks of dreams deferred, of a love that never truly died, of moments he and Lulu once shared that still echo in her heart. He's stunned, visibly emotional. For the first time in a long time, Dante falters in his commitment to Brook Lynn. Brook Lynn notices immediately. She tries to push it off as stress. But Dante grows distant. He cancels dinner. He doesn't come home one night. And worst of all, he begins reminiscing with Lulu. Innocent at first, but deeply intimate. Brook Lynn's intuition flares. Something is wrong. And she's about to discover just how much her world is about to crumble. One night at the Metro Court, Brook Lynn corners Lulu outside the ladies' room. The tension is thick, words sharp, emotions raw. You knew exactly what you were doing, Brook Lynn hisses, trying to keep her voice low. I didn't mean for him to read it, Lulu replies, almost convincing, but her eyes betray the truth. Brook Lynn storms home, determined to save her relationship. But Dante is already there, waiting. The look on his face says it all. He confesses. He doesn't know where his heart lies anymore. Lulu's words have opened old wounds, resurrected long-buried feelings. And while he doesn't want to hurt Brook Lynn, he can't lie either. I love you, Brook Lynn, but I loved Lulu for years. I need time to figure out what this means. The words feel like a blade. Brook Lynn leaves the apartment in tears, not even stopping to grab her things. The Quartermain mansion becomes her refuge. But there's no comfort, only judgment. At the mansion, Tracy Quartermain wastes no time pointing out what she sees as Brook Lynn's failure. You had him, Brook Lynn. You had the baby, the house, the perfect picture. And you lost it to Lulu. Even Ned and Olivia can't hide their concern. Brook Lynn spirals, guilt, heartbreak, and humiliation collide. She lashes out, making rash decisions that alarm even Michael. In a shocking move, Brook Lynn decides to step down from deception. With her personal life in ruins, she claims she can't focus on the company. But insiders reveal she was pushed. Sasha and Maxie worried her instability was costing the company clients. To add insult to injury, she returns to the apartment to pick up her things, only to find Lulu there, in her robe, holding Donna, laughing with Dante. It's too much. Brook Lynn slaps Lulu, screams at Dante, and storms out. The media catches the altercation, and by morning, Port Charles is buzzing. Brook Lynn Quartermaine, dumped, humiliated, spiraling. In the shadows of Brook Lynn's downfall, Valentine Cassadine sees an opportunity. Still smarting from Brook Lynn's earlier betrayal involving Charlotte, he decides to twist the knife. He leaks a story to the Invader, spinning Brook Lynn as emotionally unstable, a negligent parent, and unfit for co-parenting duties. He paints Dante as a concerned father forced to make difficult choices. It works. Child Protective Services shows up at the mansion, investigating Brook Lynn's outbursts and her alleged instability. Dante doesn't defend her, not outright. His silence speaks volumes. But the worst betrayal comes from within. Lois Cerullo returns to Port Charles and takes Lulu's side. In a move that blindsides her daughter, Lois claims Brook Lynn needs time to find herself and publicly praises Lulu's strength and grace. Brook Lynn, crushed and betrayed by her own mother, breaks down. She disappears for days, leaving her phone off, her baby with Olivia, and the world wondering if she's even coming back. It's Sasha Gilmore who finally tracks Brook Lynn down, in the attic of the old Quartermaine boathouse, where they used to drink and dream during wilder days. Sasha speaks from experience. She reminds Brook Lynn of her own fall from grace, the drugs, the breakdowns, the tabloids. And how it was Brook Lynn who once pulled her out of the abyss. You lose everything, and you think you're nothing. But you're not. You're Brook freakin' Lynn Quartermaine.
Don't let this be the end.
Sasha's words ignite a spark. For the first time in weeks, Brook Lynn wipes her tears and begins to fight back. Brook Lynn files a petition for full custody of her daughter, claiming that Dante and Lulu's relationship is inappropriate and toxic. The move shocks everyone, but her legal team is ready, led by Martin Gray and, surprisingly, Alexis Davis. The courtroom drama is intense. Lulu is painted as unstable post-recovery, and Brook Lynn's team introduces Dante's letter from Lulu as evidence of manipulation. But Lulu doesn't back down. She brings Charlotte to the stand, who testifies that Brook Lynn screamed at Lulu and frightened her. The judge is visibly concerned. Then comes the twist. A second letter surfaces, one that Lulu wrote but never sent. It contains a different message, her apology to Brook Lynn for everything she caused. It had been stolen from Lulu's journal by Tracy, who meant to use it as leverage. Tracy's scheme is exposed in court. The judge admonishes both sides. But the damage is done. Brook Lynn's chances of full custody are slim now.
And Dante?
He asks the judge to grant joint custody with Lulu as the primary parent for the time being. Brook Lynn nearly faints. By the end of the week, Brook Lynn has lost her relationship with Dante, her position at deception, her full custody, her mother's support, the respect of Port Charles society. Even Ned, once her rock, has grown distant, disappointed in her choices and behavior. Brook Lynn is left alone in the mansion library, staring at her baby's picture, when Monica enters. In a rare moment of warmth, Monica sits beside her. You don't have to be strong right now, Brook Lynn. You just have to be honest with yourself. And when you're ready, rebuild. Brook Lynn breaks down in her arms, sobbing like a child. Just when Brook Lynn thinks there's nothing left to lose, Valentine reappears. But this time, he has a different offer. Join me. Help me rebuild Cassadine Enterprises. Burn down deception. Destroy Dante and Lulu. I'll make you more powerful than any Quartermaine ever dreamed. Brook Lynn's eyes narrow. Is this the revenge arc we never saw coming? But before she can respond, a new threat looms. A mystery woman arrives in Port Charles claiming to be the real mother of Brook Lynn's daughter. Her name? Daniela Cerullo, Lois's estranged sister, who claims she was the surrogate. The bombshell lands just as Brook Lynn was beginning to fight her way back. If Daniela's claim holds weight, Brook Lynn may lose her daughter for good. Brook Lynn Quartermaine has fallen hard. But General Hospital has taught us that no Quartermaine stays down forever. Whether she embraces revenge, redemption, or reinvention remains to be seen. But one thing is certain, Lulu's regrets set this all in motion, and Brook Lynn's next move will change Port Charles forever. Will Brook Lynn take Valentine's offer and burn every bridge to the ground? Will Lulu and Dante truly reunite, or will the guilt tear them apart? And will the mystery woman steal Brook Lynn's last tie to happiness? Stay tuned, because the next chapters promise more drama, more heartbreak, and a fight for everything she's lost.